What would you do if a CEO was about to lose a $90 million deal because she suddenly couldn't speak? In today's inspiring story, you'll discover how one quiet single father stepped forward when everyone else froze, proving that courage and honesty can change everything. This emotional USA-based story is filled with unexpected twists, powerful leadership lessons, and a moment that no one in the room will ever forget before we begin. Don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel for more heartwarming and motivational stories. Now let's get started. The morning of the merger announcement began with excitement across Manhattan. Emma Carter, the CEO of a rapidly growing technology company, arrived at the conference center before sunrise for nearly a year. She had worked tirelessly to secure a $90 million merger that promised to expand her company nationwide. The agreement would create new jobs, attract major investors, and place the company among the most respected firms in the industry. Every detail of the presentation had been carefully planned. The stage was prepared, cameras were positioned, and financial analysts from across the country had gathered to witness the event. But Emma carried a problem she had hidden from almost everyone. The night before, she had developed a severe throat infection. Her doctor advised her to rest and avoid speaking, but postponing the presentation was impossible. Too much depended on this day. She arrived with medicine, warm tea, and determination, hoping her voice would hold together long enough to complete the speech. As guests filled the hall, Emma reviewed her notes one final time. Investors chatted confidently while reporters prepared questions about the merger's future impact. Among the employees seated near the front was Daniel Brooks, a quiet operations manager and single father. Unlike many executives, Daniel preferred staying behind the scenes. He focused on solving problems rather than seeking attention, and most investors barely knew his name. When the event finally began, Emma walked to the podium as applause echoed through the room. She smiled and thanked everyone for attending, but after only a few words, her voice cracked. She cleared her throat and tried again this time. No sound came out. A worried silence spread through the audience. Emma's face turned pale as she attempted to continue, but the infection had completely taken her voice. Whispers immediately filled the room. Some investors exchanged concerned looks. A few competitors, sitting in the back, appeared pleased by the unexpected setback. The atmosphere shifted from confidence to uncertainty in seconds. Standing frozen before hundreds of people, Emma realized the biggest moment of her career was slipping away. Meanwhile, Daniel watched quietly, noticing something others failed to see. As tension filled the conference hall, Emma stood helplessly at the podium. The presentation screens displayed charts, projections, and growth strategies, but without her voice, none of it seemed to matter. Investors began checking their phones, reporters whispered among themselves, and uncertainty spread across the room. The merger that had taken months to negotiate suddenly appeared to be in danger. Emma tried once more to speak, but only a faint sound escaped her throat. Embarrassment and frustration washed over her as she looked at the audience. From his seat near the front, Daniel Brooks understood what was happening. He had worked closely with every department in the company and knew the business inside and out. More importantly, he knew the purpose behind Emma's vision, while others focused on financial figures. Daniel had seen how the company changed the lives of employees and customers. He could see panic growing in the room, and he knew someone had to act. After a brief moment of hesitation, Daniel stood up and walked toward the stage. The audience watched curiously as the quiet operations manager approached the microphone. Emma looked at him with surprise. Daniel offered a reassuring nod before turning to face the crowd. Instead of beginning with numbers, he started with a story. He spoke about a small business owner whose company survived because of their technology. He described employees who had built careers through opportunities Emma created. He explained how the merger was not simply a financial transaction, but a chance to help thousands of people grow and succeed. His words were calm, sincere, and genuine. The atmosphere in the room slowly changed. Investors stopped whispering and listened carefully. Reporters lowered their phones and paid attention. Daniel's honesty connected with the audience in a way that polished presentations rarely could. By the time he finished, the room erupted into applause. Confidence had returned, the investors approved the merger, and the $90 million deal moved forward. Standing beside him, Emma felt overwhelming gratitude. On the most important day of her career, a quiet single father had saved everything by speaking the truth.